Welcome to Market Survey, your weekly guide to the pulse of trade and daily living in Benin City. Following the festive season, many households are closely watching food prices as families return to normal spending patterns after the celebration. On this edition of Market Survey, we focus on two staple food items, yam and potatoes. These tubers are widely consumed across homes and play an important role in everyday meals. With the festive period over, prices of yam and potato have begun to adjust, raising questions about affordability and supply. We are currently at the market. It is post the festive period, so we are here basically to get to know the prices of items, if they are still expensive as it was during the festive period, or if the festive period has do away with those expensive prices. So our main focus today will be potatoes and yam, to know if their prices is still a bit on the high side or if it is now affordable here in the market. So come with us as we get to know these prices.
I get outside and I still get native yam. I am still there.
So how yam prices for market? How not they buy yam before and now they buy yam now?
Now they cheaper. Before yam dear prices are like last year now, also December. The yam dear, but now the yam don't see calm down. Then they are booking now just 100 we take the buy yam. Before now the one will be 150. If you see like 100,000 now 80. The price they cheaper.
So these two yam now, which one they expensive? The Hausa or the red yam? Which one they expensive?
Now the red yam they expensive.
So how much they sell the red one now?
The red one, if you afford 1.5, 2,000, sometimes 2.5. They're the biggest one, 4,000. Then the Hausa, if you get the one of 1,000, they're 1.5.
For the Hausa. How much you say they sell this Hausa on 1 before during December time? We say it
2,000, 2.5 for 1. The red one, the big one, if you see 5,000, 4.5. The smallest one, 2,000 for the red one.
If you say that because of Christmas, now make the price increase that.
And because of Christmas.
So now with this price on that they buy, if you say it go still reduce.
No, I'm not sure. Then it will go up. Very soon it will go up. You know they carry go up. As this one now, this sounds how you new come out. If you new come out, it go day cheaper. Small time go they go, they hard.
Not come out if you don't they hard to find out a good day.
Now they I know the shade. As I just put on here, now one buy 10 will take 10. One buy one, if you say 2, if you say anyone you want buy, you just pick the one, select the one you want buy. The one they shade down.
You still say you still get what I am. How much should they sell?
What I am 1.5, 1,000 day.
I am done cheap now. I be still there expensive.
What I am cheap now, but the get here will stay there.
During December 80?
No, it's not 2 days like that time.
I am today the nice season.
Nice. This one is the season one. Now we do so. Nice season we all enter so. You never reach time we take the deer.
If it's a preserver.
Like if I put for cement, you never was happening like that anyway. That's why. Yes.
So now heat they make and they spoil. I've been waiting.
Now heat.
Okay.
That's why. We don't like it. Now only cool we like.
You don't this spoil, but you get how your pizza do make it good again.
Yeah, no. If you pour it, you just throw it away. You know good again. You know you never chop that. That's why.
How the prices for yam for market now? You don't dare be still cheap.
It's still cheap, small.
So how much na they sell? How much na they carry before? How na they carry na tip and they carry? About na they carry?
Oh, now 100 they carry.
Okay. So that 100, how much na they carry?
Depend as it's a big reach. So you carry 100, some carry 200, some carry 180.
Okay. So this one they carry 100 wine. How much na they carry before?
Really never reach where they take the cost like that, sha. Now we don't the dry, now take the cost where. But now never to the cost.
So this one, how much did they sell
2,015.
That be the least price.
2,015.
So this 2001 a big since last year.
Na so e be o.
How yam be for market now? The price it don't go up. I be still dey it cheap.
Where dey see dey o? I don't see wetin change for inside dey.
They expensive.
The expenses.
How much na say they carry?
Depends on the size. Like this size na at least 200.
For how many?
For 100 pieces. You see 200,000. You come for 2,000 naira. And if I carry reach market now, if I tell person na 2,000 naira now because transport never dey now. You the years ago I ask you say not be 1.5. And why I be say me no buy am for 1.5. If you be say maybe you come for 150 now, it go be 1.5. And that 100 pieces, they all they give us 100. They must remove one for inside. They'll give us 99 pieces. You understand? Every day now, at least we go eat. Sure, they will come for school now. We must buy biscuit for them. We'll buy pure water. We will eat drink. So in short, I don't see changes. So I be say a day, my sister. The 6 day expenses.
So even for this yam season, you know they cheap.
You know, get it away. Be say they cheap. Now. Up you go they go now because once they don't start the plants now. Like this kind of one, maybe they tell you say 200 now. So that time, maybe you they see 250, 300. Okay. You understand? So now up you go they go now because they won't start planting now. Once they start planting now, the increase may don't go up. So now it be the thing.
So different type of yam day. Which one be the most expensive yam?
Now our native yam, now it they cheaper past this one. Boy, that one see come out. That one see the day cheaper because our people they carry a call for farm. But now we be say for everywhere now because of that one. Now the thing no call they cheap again. But at least see good small. But where that one I know they pass like 3 months. It don't stop. We'll call start this one. And this one be say we'll call do reach the new yam come again. So now be the thing.
If let's talk like how much they okay to take say all those 100 yam, how much if you say you go take?
If you be say maybe before now, maybe I buy this one like 100,000 now. At least I'll say 1, 2, 1, 3. Who see get to 200 naira for something? At least see good. At least if I see say 1, 5 now, you see they okay. You understand? At least best way be say get 500 naira or you get 300 naira na something now. I'll see the happy say maybe I go market. But it's more in our shade now. The yam they look with me they look at. Because person will be saying one, but at least before person will come, I will say give me 10 pieces, give me 5. The person will come, I will buy like 1. Even though he not be say maybe I they sell. Me know your fit go market, I will buy. I got like 5 children for house now with my husband, maybe 7 people now. At least I'll buy reach like 2 bags now. Before I come by wait I'll take it. So the tea they tall and everybody. So I bet me they help us.
Potato be for market now, it don't dare be cheap.
It don't there. It don't cheap. Well.
It cheap now.
Say small price.
So how much now they sell? How much they sell this basket where you share?
This basket where I share. I sell them 5,000 before. Now I sell them 3,500. Okay. You know say it don't cheap.
So how much now they carry for bag?
Bag. Before I buy 105. Now I buy 37.
So you buy 105,000. But now you buy at 37. That means it don't cheap away.
It don't cheap away.
So
you
how
know see many customers, you know get money. Everybody you know they are angry way. I like the best way they are angry. You come buy market many. Now you know they buy market.
Now as it cheap, market's not there. They not going to buy.
No come they buy. Small they buy.
Okay.
If they come by, that's almost where they come by. Say the person will come by to just some. No say they buy me, they buy some. They buy me, they coach from house. They check on some now. They say my guy will come some they do.
So now business slow.
Now business is slow. It will go up. Even that way you buy, it will finish. It will come by the buyer.
Okay. But now tips, things for market don't cheap. And just be say people not they can't they buy like that.
Don't say that. They okay like that now. You know, say some people they come by some more.
Okay.
You know, say even in Salah today, buy market, even in Salah way today. Tomorrow there's never say go buy away.
Okay. Say you dey arrange the one where you buy for market now, and then you get some way be say spoil. How you want to take preserve am?
Yeah, I know how to preserve am.
Like how you take preserve the ones where don't spoil, make you for sell again.
No, that one out somewhere. That one is spoil. I want just somewhere.
But you can't store them for one place where be say no go spoil.
Yes. I'll go to Tina. I'll go to me and the person will get potato. I'll go to Tina.
But they dry and so they no go spoil because now heat this one have been a.
Take for motor na make I don't take for road never come na make I.
Okay. So if you spend many days for road like that to go spoil.
Yes.
From the interviews, it indicates that yam and potatoes remain fairly affordable during the festive season, largely due to the balanced demand and constant supply. Unlike other food items that experience sharp price increase during celebration, demand for these tubers remains stable. In the post-festive period, prices have seen slight adjustment. Traders explain that as households reduce bulk buying after the festivities, prices have either stabilized or reduced slightly. Improved supply from farming areas has also contributed to this trend. However, traders caution that future prices will depend on factors such as transportation costs, fuel prices, and weather condition. For now, yam and potato remain relatively affordable depending on the type, offering some stability to household food spending.
Of today's edition on Market Survey, and we've got to understand that yam and potato prices, they differ, and that of the potato is quite affordable here in the market, while that of yam is relatively to the type of yam. Some of it are still sold the same price as it was sold last year, and that is it on today's edition on Market Survey. I am Stephanie Notoriwa. Thank you so much for staying tuned.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program Healthy Living. What is the kidney?
The kidney is an excretory organ in the body, which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body, but the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Epilepsy is a neurological problem.
Okay.
It is an injury in the brain which causes someone to begin to convulse, to go into fits.
It is curable, but the cure is a long-term thing.
If you eat well and avoid those risk factors that will make your immunity to be down, then the risk of contracting tuberculosis will be reduced.
If you're healthy, then you're wealthy.
TV, certainly the best.
Ojode aṣáájú ẹ̀ abẹ́rẹ́ tó pẹ́ ẹ̀. Àyàbá tọ́jú ẹ̀ abẹ́rẹ́ tó pẹ́ ẹ̀. Àlàyé àtọ́jú ẹ̀ abẹ́rẹ́ tó pẹ́ ẹ̀. Ẹgbẹ̀dúwà.
ITV, certainly the best. ITV, certainly the best.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program Healthy Living. What is the kidney?
The kidney is an excretory organ in the body which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in
It's always a delight to know you are there with us on the program Politics Today on independent television and radio from wherever you are watching across the world. Welcome on board. And I'm Sonny Duke Okosun. We begin the show this beautiful Saturday with the stories that are trending. A federal high court in Ibadan yesterday, Friday, nullified the People's Democratic Party National Convention held on November 15, 2025 in Ibadan, Oyo State. The court also barred Kabiru, Turaki and others from presenting or parading themselves as national officers of the party. We'll talk about that much later in the course of the program when we bring a guest on board to help us make sense of the latest development. Okay. The national leadership of Accord Party has sacked chairman and councillors elected on the platform of the All Progressives Congress to immediately vacate local government secretariats in Osun State. The party said the APC officials no longer have any legal mandate to remain in office, citing court judgment that nullified their election and the expiration of their tenure. All right, let's move on to other stories we're following. Former governor of Cross River State, Donald Duke, has defected from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to the African Democratic Congress, ADC. Duke was formerly registered as a member of the ADC in Ward 5, Calabar Municipality, where he also received his membership card amid cheers from supporters who's left in the PDP, by the way. Anyways, let's move on to other stories we are following as we get started on the show. The Kano State Resident Electoral Commissioner, REC Ambassador Abdul Zango, disclosed this during a stakeholders meeting in Kano. He said the commission received nominations from 10 registered parties for the post in Kano Municipal and Angogo local government areas. The parties are the APC, ADP, AAC, PRP, Dennis Labour Party, Zenith Labour Party, and of course ABGA Good Party, Action Alliance, Labour Party, NNPP. Okay, that's the stories we are following. And perhaps we just take this last one. It says the All Progressives Congress APC in Kebbi State has suspended Kabiru Labo Jega, a senior party member, over allegations of instigating, sponsoring violence and unrest in Jega town. The suspension contained in a letter dated January 26, signed by the party's zonal vice chairman for Kebbi Central. Okay, let's go into a package today in terms of the major talking point. In the build-up to the 2027 general elections, intra-party squabbles is being at the front burner from the federal through the states to the local government level. Some say this is symptomatic of a penultimate year leading to an election year. And for some analysts, these challenges that are bedeviling parties are rooted in poor leadership at the party's level. Selfish leadership. Leadership that is more concerned about its own stomach infrastructure at the detriment of all others who are also stakeholders in the party. And to help us make sense of all of these, in our first stanza on the conversation today, I'd like to welcome very, very specially a pioneer treasurer of the APC ACN in Edo State, former special advisor to the state governor on energy and water resources, former vice chairman Owan East, former secretary Owan East. I'd like to thank very specially engineer Dr. Festus Owu Uwagbaoje. Thank you very much for joining us, Engineer Festus. Good to have you here.
It's nice to have me.
It's been a while.
Thank you to the viewers out there and the listeners on radio. It's been a great day.
Yeah.
We're uniting with you.
So let me say Happy New Year's.
Yeah, we are pretty happy to say that.
Anyways, let's get the conversation started. We're seeing intra-party squabbles coming at the front burner, and some say this is usually the pattern, the trend in the penultimate year before an election. But on the flip side, there are concerns that this is deeply rooted with selfish leadership, poor leadership, greedy leadership, which tends to make this issue to become hydra-headed, and sometimes it could even consume the good intentions of maybe a state executive or a president or a leader, as the case may be. What do you make of this?
Thank you very much. I want to say that I can't agree less with the conditions that you gave that results to this kind of squabbles we have in political parties. But ours in Edo State is surmountable. The reason why it's surmountable is the kind of governor God has given us in this dispensation. I honestly prayed and I said I wanted a governor that will come to this state and perform. You will not know the strength of performance. When you perform, you have silenced this kind of leaders you just gave their qualities. Because it's your performance the people will look at. And I'm very happy. I want to reiterate here that we have had some roads that we believed in our area that somehow along the line, maybe it is the devil that is standing between us and the development of those roads. But today, I was just being told that the governor has awarded the road from Iruekpe to Afuse. If you know the lives that road has taken from us, you won't believe. I've been told he has awarded the Auchi-Iyeke road, and I've been told that he has awarded the Auchi-Ibilo road. Now, what else do we expect from such a governor? The reason why I prayed was that we once had a man who was an economist who spoke all the beautiful English on earth, and we were expecting so much from him, and nothing came out. But then there was this propaganda, the one we want to give governor to now, this and that, but within my mind, I told God, don't disappoint us, please, because you have not disappointed before. Okay. Let him perform. And today, his performance has outshined, and the reason why I'm emphasizing this performance, I grew through the ranks in internal politics.
Okay.
And then, like you said, while you were introducing me, I was the state treasurer of this party right from the onset. I was there for ACD during the time of Andrew Agbi, late now. I was there during the time of Tony Omwage. I was there and all through to Thomas Okosu, and then before our tenure rounded up. And you see, one thing I discover is when you have a man that is doing excellently well, there is no leader that can project himself as a god, because such a governor will be able to curtail your excesses. There was a time where leaders will tell you, if you don't satisfy my ambition, you cannot win in my area. We have gone beyond that in Edo State. What is required now is let the man who is leading us, like His Excellency Senator Governor Mondo Perry is doing, so that kind of leader is stoic when it comes to issues like this, because he has no interest in the interest that is in the various local government.
Okay, now you said something a while ago that the characteristics that I highlighted in terms of leadership qualities and disposition that is making some of these intra-party squabbles to fester, it's going to be a little bit different in Edo State because of the kind of leadership. Does that mean it does exist in Edo State and instead of the party aside?
Beautifully well, I'm a victim already. I'm a victim already for daring to challenge obnoxious characters and attitude that is not helpful in democratic practice, attitude that is rather scaring members instead of uniting people together. I'm a victim. Recently, in Onwa local government area, I discovered that we have the leadership of Abdulgani Lawani, popularly called the Lion. I don't have any problem with him, because for me, you should give credit to a man who was there. And he has been there. And up to today, I still believe that we should uphold his leadership. But when leadership begins to produce fruits that are not productive, you have to be careful, because you may passively be allowing slavery unknown to you. And there's no nomenclature as that of a slave master, as that of a super slave. There's no nomenclature. All are slaves under a slave master. And if you are a leader that is not tolerant to people's opinion, there's a problem. There's a problem somewhere. Recently, we had a stakeholders meeting, and when we left the stakeholders meeting, I was told that there is an inner caucus that has said House of Assembly is zoned to somebody already. House of Rep is a no-go zone. This is bar. You cannot do this. Well, I thought it was plain, because it was not discussed before us in the stakeholders meeting. And then, for the man representing us in the House of Assembly currently, Eric Okaka, went to my village, we come from the same place. He's from Ward 8 and Ward 9. And made a broadcast and said that he is the most experienced politician in our area right now, the most experienced legislator, let me quote him, apart from Honorable Pali Iriase. And that if there was House of Rep coming to our area, he should have taken it. But he is happy that the House of Rep is not vacant. Which means whatever conference of life they went to where they discussed that matter, it was true that they discussed it. Otherwise, we would not have added importance to that statement. Okay. On the basis of that, we in the Aziz 2, where we come from, decided to call a stakeholders meeting. And we called a stakeholder meeting and expressed our position on some of the issues that have been bothering us. For instance, the system has a way of compensating people. In the last local government election, the boy who ran for us, one Aitalebe Ernest, I was on the other side, but I saw that boy's dedication, and I saw his unflinching support. And even though it was not convenient for us to have him as a chairman now in the next election, because he comes from Ijewe, where we have had chairman consecutively for over 12 years. But voice of reason prevailed. For such a boy, he was lynched for the governor. I'm telling you, he was almost killed. He had a running mate with him. And when this reason came, because he has his two, where I come from, we have 5 wards. Okay. We were already agitating that we should have the chairman. But when this voice of reason came, we discussed with each other and we said, look, if you look at this thing, this boy is a symbol of persistence and resilience. Whatever it will take, let us join hands together to ensure that let him have a taste of the council. Let us also see whether this is zeal will translate to performance. Okay. We agreed. He had a running mate. Now, because that running mate is not a bootlicker, does not sit in your house, the leader of the local government insists that that boy will be yanked off from that joint ticket. and the ticket will be given to somebody else. Now, the leader himself started faction in the party when he instituted Transparency Group. He has a group in the party called Transparency Group. And that Transparency Group, if you are not a member of that group, you don't have anything in the local government. I can mention positions to you that are currently being occupied by all of them. So when you come and you are not seen as anybody, he has gathered to himself a leadership that cannot even tell him the truth and decipher between lies and truth.
Okay,
let me quickly drop this point.
Okay.
One of our agitation is that if this is a joint ticket and we have agreed that this Aitalegbe Ernest should run for chairmanship, you cannot yank this boy off for selfish reason. That's where, because this discussion dovetailed into the earlier conditions you gave of selfishness.
Okay.
Self is the issue here. So we insisted in our stakeholders meeting, we said, if Ernest Aitalegbe is to represent us as the chairman of this council, his vice is, from my word, Alaba Imoyi, should remain his vice. And that's the crux of the matter. And somebody says that he's a god. See, I want to thank God also for the kind of party chairman we have, Jared Tenebe. I want to thank God because he has listening ears. When I went to him to discuss some of these matters with him, he said, just what you simply need to do is make this point clear to the leaders. And that's exactly what we're trying to do. In the process, the leader who was spoken to came home, very boisterous, and was telling people that he's very close to the system, nobody can plan his removal, and that anybody who plans his removal will be dealt with, so on and so forth. And we have grown beyond intimidation. Okay. You know me very well. Nobody can intimidate me.
The question I want to ask you is this. We're seeing this over time.
Yes.
This issue of power rotation,
yes,
is a major issue in our political system and the political structure.
Yes.
What do you think is fueling this?
See, rotation, my brother, was actually instituted to allow incurable minority to have a taste of government, right? Now, look at Bayelsa State. If it were not for rotation that presidency is coming to the south, you wouldn't have had an 8 local government state becoming the president of this nation. I quite agree with it. It may be an unwritten constitution, but to a large extent, it helps people who are few, a microscopic structure of the society to be part of governance. I like it. I don't have problem with it. But sometimes, voice of reasons can prevail. But you see, take for instance, we have always had our House of Rep rotating, right, from Onwa East and Onwa West, because we are the same constituency. Onwa East, Onwa West. It was during Pali that we had the second tenure. We have never had it before. And again, to a large extent, we agree to the reason they advance that, see, the older you are in the legislative arm, the brighter your opportunity of holding key positions. So that's why when Pali went for a second tenure, he became the minority whip of the house. So for me, it was good. Professor Julius Ihonvere has just finished his second tenure. And we are saying now power should rotate to Onwa East. And there is no point in time where anybody from a particular axis contests that the other axis will not also contest with you. Now this is the crux of the matter. For you to now sit in your house, an issue that is concerning all of us, you won't bring it to a stakeholders meeting, but you will be discussing it at a caucus level of 4 or 5 people, and you are telling us that House of Rep, that you have zoned it somewhere already, you have zoned it to somebody precisely. I think it's a misnomer. For me, because see, you don't know how proud you are when you go somewhere and you see your legislator performing very well. You are the one celebrating him, he will not know. I have a House of Assembly member, you cover news here. I have a House of Assembly member that has never moved a motion one day in the House, and is seeking to go back third tenure. And somebody is telling us that man is also going to be the candidate of the party, without even conferring with us to know, do we really want this man to go back or not? How do you now become the vote of everybody? If you impose anybody on us that the people don't like, it has a reverberating effect, because at the end of the day, when you lose the election, you are not to be blamed. The voters will be asked questions. The party members will be asked questions. How come this man failed? But they won't know that the voice of reason was silent from the beginning. Okay. Now, one of the issues we discussed in the meeting that is becoming a problem, and I hear there's a purported suspension. Of course, I was a treasurer of this party, like I told you, for years. And in the constitution, there is no provision for Aziz. Let the person who is the Aziz chairman come out and tell me he is the Aziz chairman.
There's no position for Aziz.
It's a position for convenience. Okay. Where an Aziz can come together and advance their issues and let the party know this is our agitation. And that's exactly what we did. That same meeting they didn't want me to hold because I didn't praise the leaders. As we speak now, they are hearing me now. Eric Okaka has called for that meeting in his house. In his own house, he has called for the meeting. And the meeting, let me also shock you, that it is so segregated that the people that are there now are only the people who can bootlick. They are not people who can speak to truth, and it's belly aching when you see things like this happening.
Let me push it. I'll come back to you in just a moment. If you just join us, it's Politics Today on independent television and radio. In my opening statement, I did say that for a penultimate year like this, intra-party squabbles is always at the front burner, taking prime position in political discourse, and largely because of poor leadership at the various strata of the society. When we return, we'll talk more about this, particularly from the perspective of godfatherism and politics in Nigeria. Stay with me.
Some days, there comes the Uge Mobo Festival, which the Oba celebrates outside the palace gate. A pavilion is built of red cloth where rites are performed to drive away all evil spirits still unsatisfied by the year's sacrifices. The Mobo Festival is to commemorate an event in Benin history which dates back to 1504 AD.
Yari, yari, Oba Tope!
And thanks again for joining us on the program Politics Today on independent television and radio as we X-ray review, analyze the challenge of intra-party squabbles in the build-up to the 2027 general election. The major talking point is the seeming resurgence of godfatherism in politics. My guest is Dr. Festus Owu-Uwagbaoje, former treasurer of the APC in the state. Dr. Owu, thank you again for coming.
Thank you once more.
Okay, now, you just want to believe that at some point this issue of godfatherism in politics will be a thing of the past. But it looks like each time someone has the opportunity to occupy an appointive or elective position, such individual literally take it upon himself or herself to become the godfather. And that emerges with time. Is this any concern to you?
Now, the transition from an elected person becoming a godfather, there's nothing wrong in it if he knows the intent and purpose for which that name was etched in the dictionary, right? For me, literally, a godfather simply means a man who can brood over the people, accommodate their differences, and settle them out if there are issues. That's what a godfather is. A godfather is not a man that should impose people on you. A godfather is not a man that will encourage lopsidedness in appointments. Let me give you this. In my local government, as we speak, the chairman of the council is from Aziz One, where the leader comes from. Abdulgani Lawani is from Aziz 1. The chairman of the council is from that place. The party chairman that they single-handedly picked, because when the chairman defected, the vice chairman from Aziz, who was supposed to become the chairman, they would weak him to submission. And they brought somebody else. As we speak, he cannot sign any document in my local government. And I'm saying this, nobody contesting elections will allow that man's signature on his papers because it will validate the person's funds. I'm saying it with all for seriousness. Now, that is one. The secretary, we have a rotational policy where if the chairman comes from an Aziz, the vice chairman and the secretary goes to the other side to balance power. But as we speak, it is the first time it is being defined. The secretary is a boy to the leader of the local government from his house. The same boy doubles as a legislative aide to Senator Adams Oshamole. The INEC representative at state is from his village. The federal INEC representative from the representative in INEC is from his place. The SCEC representative is from his place. The Public Complaint Commission member is from also Aziz 1. So if you look at my place, we virtually have the House of Assembly Service Commission from Ward 8, Okaka's ward. And then we have, meanwhile, even the treasurer of the party at the state is from his village. What we have in my place now is that commission member from the House of Assembly from Okaka's ward and the deputy state youth leader from my ward. Now, I even want a very balanced reporting so that when next I'm coming here, I challenge any of them to sit with me in the studio here. I want to know the reason why they said I was suspended. Because the two ward chairmen, they induced and asked to take signatures to say they have suspended me. Those two chairmen, I didn't hold any meeting in their ward. The meeting I called was an Aziz meeting. A chairman of a ward has the right to cry out for usurpation if you call a meeting for the ward. I didn't call a meeting for the ward. I called a meeting for the Aziz. And I'm eminently qualified for that position because I'm also a leader from there. If you give somebody the leadership priority to say leader, and it's not leading you, it is up to you to ask for your freedom. Let me ask you a question, because you talked about, the state has a leadership that is proactive, that is impacting, and yet you're having all of these challenges bedeviling the party, pockets of it across different parts of the state, including your constituency or your local government as well. So how do you justify this, your initial statement? You see, the problem is the ladder. My experience has told me climbing the ladder is not always easy. But when you climb the ladder in politics, solution comes. Like I told you before, the governor of this state has listening ear. Unfortunately, the ladder through which information will get to him from the local government is the ladder orchestrated by these same people. So at the end of the day,
so the information is truncated.
I can assure you the governor is aware of this imbroglio today, this quagmire, as I speak with you. And that's why we need to come to this place, because I didn't plan it. I'm a party man. Although I've exhausted the party mechanism of trying to solve the problem. But the man at the top, who is the leader of the state, needs to know what is happening in Onwa. You know why? It is not enough for you to say you will have the vote we are all looking for coming. It is the leaders at the various local governments, their attitude and their performance that will determine how people turn out to vote. And because they have made themselves lords and kings in their domain, people don't talk. Let me tell you something that I will also want to let the leaders of the party know. From the very first day we had that stakeholders meeting till today, I don't want to exaggerate. I've received over 1,000 plus calls. Or people who are telling me, we are grateful to God that somebody like you came out. That we have been living like this for years and nobody dare challenge the authority.
What is it about political leadership that makes them to be averse to people who are smart, people who are intelligent, people who are articulate, people who can engage? What is it about them?
You see, this question you asked me is very beautiful because I've always been here. I come here regularly because when they tell you, and Dr. Festus has started, it's not so. I've vowed in my life that in my presence, you will not oppress anybody. You will not intimidate anybody. You won't stop anybody's chance. Because those who tried it in the Bible went to the bush and feasted like animals for 7 years so that they will realize that God is in the affairs of men. And let me also say this to religious leaders, including you as a pastor, that it is a sin when you know what is right and you refuse to do it. The idea of people saying, I don't want people to notice, or I don't want them to know that I'm the one who said so. For me, it is a sin. It is, and that's why I always have problem with leadership. The reason why they are bad to it is that they are afraid to have it within their circle. because they know that the things they are evolving, they are inimical to the people. But we help them make their own personal gains. Ask me, how many of them have second address? How many of them have second address where they work? If we want to get our politics right, politicians must necessarily have a second address. Because if you have men surrounding you whose fortune lies only in this politics, they will use men as merchandise. They will take advantage of the vulnerables. They will take everything from them in the guise of, I will give you the position. And at the end of the day, when they impose those people, they will trade the election. And then you will be blaming yourself, why did my party lose? It is not that the party was not popular. It is because the person they imposed on you was grossly, I use that word again, unpopular. That is the problem we have. So if you and I must work together like the Bible said, how can two work together if they don't agree? It's not possible now. We can't agree because what you are bringing is Luciferous, it's satanic. And I won't sit down to dine with the devil. I don't believe in long spoon because the devil is smarter than you. If you use long spoon, he will still catch up with you with time. There is nothing he invests in you, he will not collect back. That is the reason why I am insisting that people must wake up. Pastor Duke, let me shock you. In Nigeria today, do you know why you don't get the best men representing us? They die at the party level.
What do you mean they die at the party
Beautiful.
level?
I respect Shehu Sani when he said the reason why we don't have people who are intelligent and are developmentally conscious ruling us is because at the permanence they are hoodwinked. Now, let me sound this as a warning to those who are elites who want to contest election. It does not start with asking for the position you want to contest for. No. First, go back to the party. Ensure that you are involved in the party structure. If you are not involved in the party structure, those same people who are already slaves are very easy to induce. Once they tell them, I am the one, permit me to use the English, na me talk am, and una know say na me dey everywhere. Now this man I go vote for tomorrow. Against the voice of reason, those people are gullible. Of course, the poverty we have today,
the weaponized poverty.
The poverty we have today is intentional. In my book, I stated it. It's a web that was woven around us. And once you are inside the web of poverty, the bread of sorrow will make you succumb. And I won't eat the bread of sorrow. I am not a rich man, Sonny, you know that very well. But I have lived above that stage when you will be doing something evil. And if every other local government can tolerate it, I won't tolerate it. Suspension will not help them. Because if you suspend me, you won't suspend my mouth. In a few days' time, I will be somewhere again in the national media if nobody talks about this thing. And this evil must be exposed once and for all. Because it's cancerous. And it's growing. It's cancerous. You see, we had a problem when we said the elites didn't join politics on time. Because they thought it was an experiment.
Yeah.
The talks took over the game. Now, it is like, therefore, that a thug is sitting on a chair like this with all the weapons by his side, and the elites want to take this chair from him, and he has to bend down to take it. That analogy shows to you how serious this fight is going to be.
Okay.
And until we come out and stand against this evil they are practicing, where somebody will come from nowhere and a man will tell him, I have said it, you are the House of Rep member. I have said it, you are going to House of Assembly. I mean, we need to stop it, my brother.
Thank you very much, Dr. Festus Wagba-Oje. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts.
Bless you, my brother. God bless you.
It's still politics today. We'll take a look at what's trending in the news. And we'll be back with our next discussion on the Federal High Court Ibadan judgment on the People's Democratic Party convention. Stay tuned. on the program Politics Today. The Federal High Court in Ibadan on Friday nullified the People's Democratic Party National Convention held on November 15, 2025 in Ibadan, Oyo State. The court also barred Kabiru Turaki and others from presenting themselves as national officers of the party, dealing a significant blow to the faction that emerged from the convention. Despite internal disputes within the party, the PDP went ahead with its highly anticipated two-day 2025 elective national convention at the Lekan Salami Stadium in Adamashingba, Ibadan. Tagged #2025, the convention attracted thousands of party delegates, leaders, and supporters. The court's decision follows ongoing leadership disputes within the PDP, which have led to competing factions and legal battles over the party's national leadership and internal processes. Reacting to the ruling in a statement posted on the PDP X handle on Friday, the party's national publicity secretary, Ini Ememabong, said the PDP is awaiting the final pronouncement of the appellate court, which it believes will uphold its position. This is what we have today as it relates to the PDP. And we're hoping Chief Ima Ogidi is the South-South Zonal Coordinator Caretaker Committee of the People's Democratic Party. We hope you'll be able to join us to help us have more insight into the party's next line of action as it relates to the latest development with the court ruling on the convention held. Chief Ogidi, it's good to have you join us on the program Politics Today. What's the party's position on the latest development from the court as it relates to convention of the party held on the 15th of November 2025? We're having a bit of a technical glitch there. We hope we'll be able to re-establish connection with Chief Ima Ogidi so we can have more insights into the latest development as it relates to the PDP with the court ruling, Federal High Court ruling from Ibadan, your state capital. That ruling came to effect yesterday, or came to the public yesterday, and reactions and counter-reactions have been trailing it. And this is more or less like survival for the PDP. And just this morning we reported also that former Cross River State Governor, talking about Donald Duke, has left the party to join the APC. And that's another major departure from the party, which is something we've seen in the last couple of days. But let's see if we can re-establish connection with Chief Ogidi, who is joining us virtually. Chief, good morning. Welcome to the program Politics Today. Okay, we'll take a short break. When we return, we'll have a more robust conversation, hopefully, with Chief Ogidi, who is joining us virtually to look at the PDP situation with the recent ruling on the National Convention of the party and an order calling on directing the National Working Committee of the party to stop parading itself in that position. Please join us again on the program Politics Today on Independent Television and Radio. Don't go away. Okay, we've got Chief Emma Ogidi, the South-South Zonal Coordinator, Caretaker Committee of the PDP, joining us. Chief, many thanks again for joining. We'll be having a bit of an unstable network to have this conversation. We just talked about the recent development with the court ruling on the PDP convention. What's the position of the party on this?
In the lower court, we still want to go into a matter that's already in the higher court. We are already in the appeal court. But we don't know what's going on with these federal high court judges. Same thing happened in Abuja. We withdrew the case, the judge said it shall. But the truth of the matter is that we're already in the appeal court. We have applied for stay of execution and we have also appealed against the judgment. And once that happens, you're supposed to stop whatever you're doing. But the judges want to do whatever they want to do. But each time they do what they're doing, it's our advantage. You know why? Because we have already complained about them. So our complaint now is justified. Now the truth of the matter is that the convention day, or the convention is a process. We actually started from the World Congresses to the AGA Congress, to the State Congress, to the convention. And in the two last NEC meetings, INEC was present. We don't know why INEC is economical with the truth. But whatever, no matter how delayed is the truth to come out in the open, I will believe that people will give it to us. So we want to use the opportunity, and let us thank you for it, to tell our team supporters that nothing do us. By the grace of God, PDP is the leading opposition, and we're going to win in the 2027 election.
Chief, in the build-up to that convention, there were court judgment or rulings which some say should have made the party not to go ahead with the convention. Do you think the party defied these court orders, restraining it from conducting this convention, and now we are seeing the consequences of those defilement based on this latest development from Ibadan?
We did not defy. When the Motion gave his ruling or his judgment, we appealed against it. And before then too, we also get the judgment in Ibadan. The whole course of conduct the judicial. The court in Ibadan gave us the authority to go ahead, and we did it. So it's not as if we're not aware what they're trying to do. You see, they're all courts of conduct jurisdiction. And then we followed it. Now, the only body that can tell us that what we did in Ibadan is wrong is the appeal court. So the other court should wait until the appeal court takes a position. I hope it's clear.
Okay, so is the party seeking further, redress to this issue at the moment? If so, what effort has been made in that direction, Chief?
Of course, we are going to complain to the NGA, but actually they have not done well.
There are those who feel that this intractable crisis rocking the PDP is fueling defection from the party. I mean, we just heard that Donald Duke, former governor under the platform of PDP in Cross River State, has moved to the APC.
Well, it's expected. You know, the human being is sometimes they become desperate. And because they're also looking for the timing. And it is well orchestrated by the APC. Let me go restate it again. Wike is working for the APC to destroy PDP. Let him not pretend. We all know. But see, PDP is destructive. But for those of them, I'm sure they will come back, because we know that within the next 2 months, PDP will bounce back and then they will come back.
You said a while ago that the PDP remains a major opposition in Nigeria. Is that still valid against the background of what has happened in recent times with some of the defections, and then many of the governors under the platform of the PDP moving to the APC, and then of course with the emergence of the ADC?
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. If PDP is not solid, why are they still fighting PDP? PDP is the bedrock of democracy in Nigeria. It's called the People's Democratic Party. Our strength lies with the people and the grassroots. That is the strength of PDP. It's indestructible. If there's no PDP on the ballot, then it's not an election. I can tell you that.
All right, Chief Ogidi, we want to thank you for your time with us on the program Politics Today on Independent Television and Radio. But just before we let you go, what is the party's projections for 2027 against the background of recent developments in the country and then the seeming crisis rocking the party? Most of the party state governors, they have jump shaped, they have cross-cabineted, they have moved to the APC as well. All of these are signals that things are not the way it used to be for a party that boasted of ruling Nigeria for 60 years, for a party that boasted to be the biggest party in Africa. All of this seems to be paling into insignificance today, Chief Ogidi.
We have the biggest party because all their certificates still read PDP. So coming back will be very easy for everybody. So for our timid supporters, let not your heart be troubled. That's what Jesus Christ told his disciples in those days. I'm borrowing from the Bible. Let not our heart be troubled, because by the grace of God, we are bouncing back.
We've seen a couple of celebrations from the Wike faction, as some would say, as far as the PDP is concerned. Is Wike still a member of the People's Democratic Party, by your records?
There's no faction in PDP. They have been dismissed. The PDP doesn't have a faction. We have only one PDP, led by Turaki. They have been dismissed. There's no faction.
If you say there's no faction, so while having all of this coming as of today, by virtue of the court ruling from Ibadan yesterday, it means that the National Working Committee led by Tamini Suraki, SAN, ceases to exist. I mean, it means the status quo remains. So what do you make of that?
I told you that what that judge did is against the law. So I'm not going to discuss it. We're in appeal.
Okay, the PDP is already in appeal over this issue. That's the point you want us to take from this conversation with you.
Yeah. For that matter again.
So what are your expectations? What are your expectations in terms of the party's impact in the forthcoming election? What do you make of the build-up in terms of the party's strength in the build-up to the next election in view of all of this?
See, and PDP is going to lead all other parties into winning defeat in 2027. We are sure of that by goodness.
All right, Chief Ogidi, thank you. Thank you for your time with us on the program Politics Today on Independent Television and Radio. Now, we'll open our studio line so you can also contribute to the conversations today on the program Politics Today on Independent Television and Radio. Tell us your name, where you're calling from, and let's know what you feel, what your perspectives are, what your opinions are as we bring the show to a close this lovely Saturday morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from, and then go ahead with your contribution. The studio number is 0807777 030000. That's our studio number. Tell us your name and where you're calling from, and then go ahead with your contribution. Hello, caller. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Okay, we'll take a short break. We'll be back with you in just a moment. Please stay with us. And the number, get it buzzing, and let's get to views. Good morning, caller. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. You're live on Politics Today. Good morning.
Good morning. God bless you, Mr. Sonny.
Good morning.
Good morning to the analysts in the house.
Okay.
Mr. Sonny, let me ask you a question. Will you now have opposition in other radio or television stations? And will you have to condemn ITV totally because you now have a bigger job, bigger than the station that grew you up? It's not reasonable to me as a woman.
You didn't tell us your name, so we know who we're talking with.
My name is Solomon Ataga.
Okay, Solomon Ataga.
The fact is that, okay, let's talk about party structure. Saraki was a governor before he became a Senate president. If we are giving kudos and levels to those in party, is Wike more than Saraki in the party? He was once a governor and now a minister. You are dealing with somebody who was a governor before and also a Senate president, number 3 man of the country. You are appointed as a minister, it's just made by one person. The president may wake up tomorrow and say, I don't need you again as a minister. Well, you were not protected. Then the issue of the crisis in Owa or wherever, you know, when those who fail where they are coming from, when they were coming, they tell us that somebody cannot oppress you as a godfather. But it's not unfortunately they are there, they don't want people to talk. And we encourage my brothers in studio, they don't give up. People like us are watching. Where people don't decide what they say is final. What the mandate of the people is what they are concerned. Their concern is that there must be a leader forever. But times are 10. In year 2010, nobody knows that APC will be the one existing today. So I also know that a time will come, this will still be a forbidden party. That's my take, and God bless you.
All right, Solomon Ataga, thank you for your perspective. It's still Politics Today on independent television and radio. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Go ahead with your contribution. Good morning, caller. Good morning. What's your name and where you calling from?
I'm JB Dennis. I'm calling from Kenwan Barak right now.
JB Dennis, go ahead.
No, when we are talking about politics, there's no way you can rule a godfather out of politics. Somebody mentioned Wike just now. The reason why Wike is popular, he was a former governor and he performed so well in Rivers State. At the same time, he empower people from grassroots level. That is what we are seeing in Port Harcourt today, to the extent that if you gather a crowd, you see everywhere full. You cannot be a leader without a follower. Look at what is still happening in Abuja in terms of development and the rest. It's the one that makes it so popular. Like when we are talking about,
but he's not been able to pay workers' salaries. Workers are holding him by the scruff of the neck. I mean, protest every day. I didn't expect that somebody like Wike, with his antecedent, his performance, his trajectory, and all of that, will find himself in such a situation that he's now running from workers. Workers are looking for him everywhere. Can you be that?
But he denied that, like when they interview Wike, your assistant station.
Yes, he can deny that, but it doesn't take away the fact that workers are being owed and the workers are hungry, they are angry. You know the state of the economy today, and workers are being owed whatever allowances or salary or arrears. I didn't expect that because of Wike's antecedent, he would get to this level where workers will be all over the place looking for him. They are protesting every day, and he doesn't seem to care. Meanwhile, he's commissioning roads every day.
When we are talking infrastructure, and the rest of them is number one. Even the Nigeria, I've never seen.
JB Dennis, I want to ask you a question. Which is more important? The human capital development or the infrastructural development? If you have infrastructures, you don't have human beings to use those infrastructures. Does it make any sense?
I don't really know what happened concerning that.
Okay, now go ahead with your contribution. Let me not take you on this.
My basic that as a godfather, you're supposed to carry people along.
Okay.
So the program in PDP, we have governors or government PDP who are defended to our progressive party, which for their own selfish reason try to kill the party. Now, just like Solomon Atata, I said just that we have people like Saraki and all of them. Why can't they compare together and make sure say that the PDP stand? All of them now left the PDP, they are bringing peace.
Okay, thank you, JB Dennis, for your contribution. We'll take our last call before we bring this show to a close this beautiful Saturday morning. Wherever you're watching, call the studio number. Hello, caller, we got you on the program Politics Today. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning, Sonny Duke Okoso.
Good morning. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Double Chief Obama is on the line.
Where is Double Chief calling us from?
From Benin.
Where in Benin?
I want to go precisely.
All right, Double Chief, go ahead. Just go ahead.
Good morning, good morning. I've listened with some attention to what you have been discussing.
All right, go ahead.
Where that you don't have an opposition party. The intrigues, the only intrigues you find, because I've been a UPN product, she like defected to the party around today, APC. There's nowhere a system whereby somebody will have double leg. You are in a PDP, you are in APC, you are just like leprosy figure, one bigger name. It's what is affecting all this party, intra-party you are seeing. Until we learn that let us get a genuine person who is a party member. How do you identify a genuine person? Some of them are there, they underprivileged. When you give them position, they become a teen god. Just like what that man has explained on one. It's applicable all over the party. Both APC, we have them there. PDP, we have them there. The ADC you are seeing forming group now. At the end of the day, it will demoralize themselves because it's a bed of all friends and well-wishers. At the end, they will scatter. So please, my humble advice is the electorate. Let us know where we are doing. Don't let people can just blind stories of a different intellect on daily basis to say this is that. They are deceiving themselves. APC has come to stay. It's the power party today. Let us not deceive ourselves.
All right.
The governor is performing.
All right.
Thank you. God bless.
Thank you very much. That's the much we have for you on the program Politics Today on Independent Television and Radio. We hope you had a great time with us on the show. Just know that views expressed here, whether physically in the studio or online, are entirely the views of those who are bringing them forth. They are not the perspective of the station. In any case, our program is open to have variety of perspectives just to ensure we have very robust engagements, interactions, and debates to engender egalitarian society that is based on the rule of law, that is based on fairness, equity, and justice. I'm Sonny Duke Okosun. On behalf of all of us here, this is wishing you a great weekend. Bye for now.